going on, everyone? Welcome to the Inner Circle podcast. This is our last show of the year, so let's do a countdown. Five, four, three, two, one. Welcome to our last show. I am with my best girlfriend, my road dog of the year, Melanie. How are you? We are
I'm
razzling.
good.
We are razzling and dazzling here. Bringing our Sunday best looks for you guys on our last show. We had to show up like we were partying on
I love
actual
that we're
New
kind of sort of matching. I see
Year.
the iridescent in your top.
And Sam and Dean
Of
making an
course,
appearance.
per usual.
What would you call your if you had to name your tatas? What would a lot of Real Housewives have the whole thing with calling them Happy and Nest and names. What would you name yours? I've never I've always wondered.
Freaking frack. No, I'm kidding.
That's a good
Did someone name them like Thelma and Louise? I don't know. I've never named my parts.
one.
That's not my job. That's let me shut up. No, I don't know. What would I name it? Ebony and Ivory.
Not Ebony and Ivory. No,
I
but
don't know.
what I mean, we're coming off from last year's Christmas episode and then celebrating Christmas this past. I mean, it feels like weekend because it was Sunday into Monday, but um how was that? How was that before we get into 2023, our year in 2023 and what and everything we're looking for 2024? How was your Christmas?
My Christmas was good. Well, us Hispanics,
Yeah, yeah.
we celebrate
Sunday.
Christmas Eve.
Hmm.
Christmas Day is nothing but a day to order Chinese and watch TV. But my Christmas Eve was great. I spent it with family. I went to my brother's house and my whole family was there. And then we spent it together because you came over for some blackberry wine and um no, it was fun. I think Christmas Day for me was very chill. I finished Peaky Blinders,
Oh,
and
you
then
did? How many
I,
seasons of that is it?
6 seasons. I'm so upset. I have nothing else to watch now. Like I was so invested, and I low key want to rewatch it. That's how good it was to me. You know how I like to watch like Sex in the City? I think I
Mhm.
found another show that I'm gonna like have playing in the background that I like to watch.
No, that's awesome. Yeah, Sunday we met up. We did our little gift exchange. We had a little charcuterie board and some wine, which was honestly that you didn't know this. I didn't tell you this, but I didn't eat all day till I got to your place.
Are you serious? I would have
Yeah.
like ordered something.
No, but no, that was good enough. That's why I'm like, I wonder
I
if she
know
thought like
you a
that.
little nibbler.
No, but I was nibbling all right. You have to cut like a second serving for the charcuterie board. I was like, I left afterwards, and I'm like thinking to myself, I'm like, I wonder if she thought like that. This bitch is hungry.
Nah, that was fun.
Because I
I
was
love
chewing
my
up on that.
gifts. Thank you so much for my gifts.
You're
They will
welcome.
be used.
I was using yours today, and I've been using the massage thing. Listen, the little things that as you start getting older, you really appreciate, like the massage. You got, I call it the bullet. I don't know why I call it a massage bullet, but like the massage bullet. You should have seen me. You should see me the last few days in the morning in bed. I just laid there, just like it's
I
amazing.
I literally have the same one, and like I find it to be so heavy and bulky. I don't really like
Mhm.
using it on myself, unless if I use it on my legs or whatever, it's fine. But like if I need to massage my back, I cannot. That shit, it's too heavy. But I'm glad that you like it. It's really convenient, and I like that it has the different
Like modes and stuff.
no, the different thingies that you can
Oh yeah,
use.
yeah, yeah. The different heads. I call it
The
a bullet.
different
Yeah, the heads.
heads.
The different heads. Literally the different heads. Um, but yeah, Christmas was great. Definitely different. And the funny thing is the trend because I like to read people's comments and stuff. I think for a lot of people, from what I gathered, it was a good Christmas. People were saying, but it was different.
It
I
was a
got
very relaxed Christmas, I think.
And I think I say the same thing. I could relate to a lot of the comments I'm reading because it was a good Christmas, but it was different for me in the sense that it's my first time in New York, in actual New York on Christmas Day. For the last few years, as you know, I go to Rhode Island and we've been doing our yearly tradition family thing. But this year I decided to, take a break and I just really wanted to be in New York. It's been years since I've been in actual New York on Christmas Day, so it felt
Yeah.
good to. It felt good being here. I didn't even know the nightlife in New York during the weekend. Like I went out the whole weekend, and I'm like, oh, people actually do go out. But it's like again, I haven't been around the last few years, so I'm like, I thought things were gonna be dead, like certain
I
cities
think
and
the
towns.
thing to do for Christmas is go to the movies, order Chinese, or stay home and watch a streaming service. And like, oh, obviously, I forgot to mention, I watched the Eagles play on Christmas Day, and that was one of the best gifts ever. They won and they eliminated the Giants. Sayonara, suckers.
Who's so as of now? I know it's too early to tell, but who's like up for like going to the Super Bowl? Like, what are the top teams out there? I guess that look
I'm
good.
not taking score on anyone else but the Eagles. So right now, the Eagles are seven. Is it 7-4? I want to say they won 7 games. Chris, help me out. But yeah, I am hoping that they win. And the next game that they have coming up, I think, is in a couple of days. Is actually against. Let me see, because I like to keep score. The next one is on Sunday, and it's against the Cardinals.
Well, Super Bowl is soon. We'll be talking about the Super Bowl in less than no, not less than a month, in about a month or in 2 weeks. But let's get into this year. Like, I can't believe this is our last episode of this year. Um,
Yep, what a year!
yeah,
This
what
year was like, what's the name of that guy from the? Is
Back
it
to the Future?
Avengers? I forgot the one that snaps
Chris
his
Hemsworth?
fingers. Who?
Oh, Shazam? I don't know. I don't
Not
follow.
Shazam.
Mm.
Whoever, the guy with the freaking with the rings. It was really fast. It came and it went. And I'm glad. Actually, I felt like this month it was dragging a little bit, but I'm looking forward to 2024. I think this a lot of impactful things happened this year for us and for everyone else, I'm sure.
No, yeah, I think this year, I it went by quick. It went by quick. But it was a great year. I
I
enjoyed
got
it in
to
the sense
travel.
that like one of the biggest things is that we traveled
Yeah.
together more than once. We've traveled before, but we've done and we've spoken about it on the show. We've done like typical like Vegas. Well, we did Vegas a lot.
Yes.
Um, then we did, little things like Virginia, but we this year we got to travel more than once. We went to LA. Also finally, because we've been talking about it on the podcast as well about going to your first time going to Puerto Rico
I
with
think
me.
it's been 10 years in the making.
10 years in the making, and we did it this year too. So I think like in that sense, like there was goals and things that we just did as friends that like we've
Yeah.
been wanting to do so much. So I think that's been amazing. And we spoke about it last week on the show, friendship growth, etc. Catch episode 188 for that, and we'll be cutting a clip for the people that did not see that show. But even for our friendship, I think and not to touch too much on it because we talked about it last week, the growth of our friendship
Mhm.
as well. I think we're now at a different we're people of a certain age in our 30s, and I just feel the growth, that adultness for both of us. So I just love seeing that this year for us. Like
Yeah.
it's been a great year, ups and downs, not too
Mm.
bad ups and down wise, but like summer comes
There
around.
has to be downs for there to be ups, and I
Yeah.
feel like like I said in the last episode that we had, our last show, we discussed serious and hard conversations that we had to have as
Hmm.
friends to basically flourish and like be at a better, I guess, point in our lives. And I'm looking forward to us obviously getting older and also our friendship not being stagnant, because at the end of the day, I hold the friendship. I didn't used to do this before, but the role of friend, like of a friend, I hold it way more to a higher level and to a pedestal than I did previously in my life. Like
Hmm.
when I call someone a friend, it's like not something I use loosely.
Loosely, yeah. Same, same. Now I think did I have it? Uh, I had I know you have some top things to talk about. I know we have things to leave in 2023, things we, things to not habits to go into 2024 with, which I will be finding that. But before we talk about nine habits to go into 2024 with, we should talk about some, things we do want to leave behind in 2023. So do you want to start
Hmm.
that off?
Let me see. Where's my list? Oh, sure. What to leave behind in 2023. The first one is self doubt. Doubting yourself is not going to get you anywhere, and it's going to keep you stagnant in life, and you're not going to be able to flourish or be who you want or do the things you want to do if you keep having self doubt. Fear of the unknown. Just do it. Bottling up your emotions. This is pivotal in growing in relationships, friendships, etc. If you keep being passive and expecting people to read your mind is not going to be read, and people are not going to have time for you. And you're just going to be upsetting yourself.
And I have to add to that and agree with that. I'm someone that I don't, popular to what some people may think. I don't like confrontation. So
I
for me, I believe you. She's not lying. But I don't really like confrontation. So for me, that's something that I've learned, especially this year. It's been in the making the last few years, but especially this year of like you said, don't bother your emotions. Something's bother you. You don't agree with something. Something doesn't sit right with you. It's something's disturbing your energy. Talk about it. Because and that's for any type of relationship. Because the
Excuse
more
me.
you bottle shit, I'm also the type of person that I'm like a volcano. It'll
Mm,
sit there and it'll bubble, bubble, bubble till it explodes. So I don't want to do that for myself because
exactly.
I don't want to look like the bad guy when that happens. Where I should be communicating and talking and expressing myself in a cool, calm, collected way to whatever the situation is. So I definitely agree with that. I love that
Not
one.
only that, but it's toxic and it's detrimental to you. Like
To
that
yourself.
just
Yeah.
fills you up with like bad things. All right, the next one is relationships that are no longer aligned. There's a lot of relationships, whether it be friendships, hell, family, uh, dating, whatever, or like significant other that probably are not going to be in the same page as you. So just let it go. Let it go and let God. The need to control how life unfolds. You can't control things that you don't have control of. Let it play out. Don't have a God complex and let it roll out. What is that French expression? Let let bon temps rouler. Let the good times roll. I know that's tacky and cheesy and it's very like Mardi Gras, but like let shit roll.
Hmm.
Okay, limiting beliefs. If you limit yourself and your beliefs, then you're not gonna be able to like execute things that you want to do, and you're going to always think no and be pessimistic, and that's not a good way to be. Perfectionism. You can't no one's perfect, so I don't think being having that whole mindset of being perfect, it's not good for you. Resistance to change. A lot of people, for I think for me, I don't think people change, I think things change. But then again, I see the changes I've made as a person, and I'm sometimes shocked that, like, wow, old Melanie would never do this. So I have to like believe that people change, and you have to like resist the idea of not being able to change. Feeling responsible for the happiness of others.
Very true. I try to remind myself that because I've been in relationships. This was prior to even the relationship I'm in now, where I could admit this. I did expect for them to make me happy. I would wake up and if I felt like they were too busy or too consumed with their world, it's like I took it personal,
Mm,
and it made me a certain way. Where it's like as I've gotten older, it's like no, I'm responsible for my own happiness. The way I wake up and the energy I give, that's contagious. So if I'm
yeah.
waking up with a pissy attitude and then again not communicating and stuff, and I'm transcending that energy. So I think again, it's I totally agree with that one, and it's up to you to make yourself happy and how you show up. At the end of
For
the day,
me, it's the
mhm,
opposite because I felt that I needed to make others happy. Like
mm,
that was my job. And if, oh my God, this person was not happy with everything I did, I failed as a person. I failed as a
mm,
girlfriend. I failed as a sister. I failed as a friend. And that's not my responsibility. And you could do as many things as possible. You could do the best of the best. If people, are not satisfied or happy or content, that's on them. That's not your fault. You can't carry that burden. Delaying achieving your goals and dreams. You can attest to this.
listen, I this year at the top, I started, and you're a witness to this. Towards the end of 2022, I already had it in me where it's like, no, this is a year where I'm gonna put myself out there when it comes to my little, trying. And I'm not gonna diminish my stuff by calling it little either. I had a conversation with someone that's like,
Your
why do you call
venture.
it little? My venture, exactly. My ventures. So and I made it happen. At the top of the year, I was studying things, I was looking into things, I just educating myself. And as we know, the product ended up that came out of me was my 1111 boxes. That DM me for inquiries if you guys want to get
Come
my
on, plug.
my coquitos as well. If you're not spiritual, you may get into the spirit with some lick lick.
Mm.
And the coquitos really did well for me. This is just in New York. So imagine if I did shipping and all that stuff. You know what I mean? But we'll see. We'll see. There's room to grow for everything. But um next year we'll be having flavored coquito because I hit you up yesterday and I was amazed at myself at the Nutella. I tried Nutella coquito. Next year we're gonna make an even bigger killing. So
I
for,
need a bottle. I
for
will
me,
be the tester, the guinea pig. I don't get drunk, but I'll get drunk for that one. All right, we have a few more. I'm just gonna go down the list
yes,
so we
let's
don't
do
have
it.
to
Yeah,
like
hard bundle.
yeah. All right, so narrow-minded thinking, self-sabotaging behaviors and negative small talk, excessive screen time. I need to work on that. Fear of vulnerability, lacking empathy for others. Y'all need to work on yourselves. Remaining in your comfort zone, experiencing guilt about prioritizing yourself, and last but not least, the version of yourself you no longer want to be. Those are all things that you should leave behind in 2023.
And listen, one more thing. There's people, we've said it a lot on the show. People come into your life for what is it? Reasons,
Reasons and seasons.
seasons. And sometimes, as much as it sucks, or you thought some people were gonna be in your life, really romantic, whatever, some people don't serve the place that you're going to in your next chapter. And it's not necessarily you or them. It's just where you're going. It just doesn't align with maybe other people. So don't be disappointed. Don't be sad or mad of certain people that no longer align with your destiny, basically, and where you're going. So, but to move on from that, hopefully you guys got some nine habits to leave behind. We're gonna no some habits to leave behind in 2023. We're gonna go into in a few nine habits to go into 2024 with that I'll be giving to you guys. But I mean, it was a year, okay? Like, what would you say? Let's talk movies. Let's talk songs. Let's talk artists, concerts. Like, what do you think were the top movies of the year? Top artists of the year, top albums of the year. Like, what are your tops?
Tops.
We love tops.
Obviously Barbie was like up there. Like Barbie was a thing before it even became a thing this year. Oppenheimer, which I want to see because obviously
Really? You want to
I
see
want to
it?
see it now because I saw Peaky Blinders because the same guy, Killian Murphy,
Oh, Killian
he's
Murphy, I like him.
in that. Yeah,
Hmm.
yeah. What else? That
Movie,
was movie wise. I'm not
movie wise. What about artists? Like, who do
artist
you think was the
wise.
top
I
artist this
mean,
year? And no,
Bad
no Taylor Swift.
Bunny.
We're not saying Taylor Swift. She had an amazing year
We're
though.
not gonna say Taylor Swift. We have to
No,
give
we did,
credit
we
where
did. Yeah,
credit is
yeah,
due.
yeah.
I
She was good,
mean, she was up there, even though I didn't listen to
but
any
it's
of her album. I have nothing. That's not for me. That's
yeah.
not my vibe. Bad Bunny, obviously, Beyonce. That was a whole thing. This
Beyonce
year,
was.
I think going to her concert was like the icing, besides traveling,
We went to
but that
Texas
was
too,
the
I think.
icing on top. Like
Yeah,
that was just cherry on top for me.
yeah. Yeah, I forgot we did. I was thinking LA, Puerto Rico, and I'm like, oh
Now
shit,
you
we did
forgetting.
Texas too. We did 3 trips
Um,
this year.
I'm trying to think what else. I think.
What about top songs? Like songs that were like bangers this year.
I mean, Doja Cat had some bops, even though that bitch is satanic.
Is it a satanic era?
Yeah. I told you this with Bad Bunny and his album coming out. I don't know. The whole Kendall Jenner bullshit like rubbed me the wrong way. Mind you, I don't even find Bad Bunny fine like that. I just was like, eyebrow raised, the people's eyebrow. So I didn't really listen to the whole album. I'll give it a shot, but not right now. Album wise, I'm trying to think. Besides Renaissance, even though
And
Renaissance
that's the
didn't
thing.
come out
Renaissance
now,
came out
like
in
the year prior.
2022, summer 2022. But I'm one of those people that, and you could ask my boy because he's like, damn, stop listening to
I'd
that
be
already.
listening. You be listening and listening and listening.
Yeah, like the Renaissance album, I played a lot this past year, 2023. It came out summer of 2022, but that album carried. So that goes to show what a good album that was.
It sure
As
was.
far as albums that came out this year, I don't know. I know a big song, and I could say it got played in the clubs a lot, and it got played, and I played it a lot, and even the likes of Andy Cohen said it and stuff. And I said it. I called it out
Oh,
before. Put
Padam,
Put On
bitch.
by Kylie Minogue. Yes,
Kylie Minogue, which I
that
would
was a
love to
summer
see
song.
her in Vegas. By the way, did you hear T Pain is going to have a residency in Vegas? I would love
T
to see
Pain,
him. T Pain.
really? You would go
I
to see
love
him
T
in
Pain.
Vegas?
Yeah.
I wouldn't go all the way to Vegas just for T Pain, but if I happen to
I
be in
mean, you
Vegas
don't go to
for other
Vegas
shows,
for just one show.
yeah.
You would go for multiple. I would like to see him. I would definitely love to see Kylie Minogue.
Let's
Who
just load up
else?
quick though. She had like it's not a long residency. She had like 10 dates in it, so
Erica Jane, maybe for the daytime.
they canceled that. They
They
canceled.
didn't cancel it.
Yes, they did. It's done. Like we'll talk about it
She's
after the show.
back in the spring.
Oh, she is. Oh,
I think.
never. I don't know. I don't know. I heard that it got done, but we'll see.
Hmm.
No, but for me, definitely top tours. Beyonce. I'm sorry, Taylor Swift had an amazing year. She had the numbers don't lie. Congrats to Taylor Swift, but just not my cup of tea. I don't see it. I don't see the big deal. I don't see it. But just like people don't see Britney, listen. So I gotta respect people's
Oh,
likes. But but
books that came out this year.
books, Britney Spears book,
Britney
Andy
Spears' book,
Cohen as well. Is
Andy
a book I
Cohen's
got.
book.
The Daddy Diaries Part Two, I believe.
The one that just recently came out that I'm kind of tempted to read, but actually I don't think I'm gonna read. I'm gonna do the audiobook,
Audio.
Barbara Streisand. That shit is 48 hours long. That bitch could
Oh,
talk.
you'll be
There are
listening
people that
to a
are putting
TV
it
show.
on like, the speed, the times 2
Oh
speed,
yeah,
so
yeah,
she can talk
yeah.
faster. But yeah, I want to do that one, and I don't know what else. I need a new book actually. I've already read all the books.
Well, if you want to talk about top books this year, Britney Spears, not just because I'm a fan or we're fans of her, she definitely did a killing. She's one of the best top selling books this year. So congrats to Britney Spears
Oh
too.
yeah, for shiz.
For she is.
This is so
What about
terrible.
top albums? Like the thing with trying to say top songs, top albums, music nowadays is so quick and disposable and
I feel like I gotta
forgettable.
look that up.
Yeah, that we forget like, oh, what albums did come out? Drake came out with a new album this year, but that got
That shit
widely
was kind of
bashed.
wild.
Yeah. I gotta give it up. Although it came out towards the end of the year. Osuna, I was very surprised because some of his last few albums have been very stagnant and the same. I love his
Mm.
new album.
Oh, I'll read some out that like stand
Chris
out.
Brown's was very good too.
Troy Sivan had an album. That song Rush. I really like that song. You heard that song before? It,
No,
it's
I,
giving pride. Kali Uchis Red Moon and Venus. I love
I've
that
heard of her.
album.
I've heard of her.
I love her. I love her album. That
Um,
was good. K Tremine, which is K Tronada, the DJ. I really like him. And Amine, who's a rapper from Portland. They did it like a collab. That shit was really good. Let me see who else. Lana Del Rey, but I've never been a Lana fan like that. For what is it for all the dogs? Drake, I guess.
Drake.
Miley Cyrus, Endless Summer
Oh, I
Vacation.
forgot that did come out earlier this year, and
That's
she
my
did have
mom's
like
favorite song.
Flowers was a
Flowers.
huge. Oh, Flowers was another big song. That was a huge song this year too. Flowers, and I like
Oh,
Flowers. I
I'm
fuck with Flowers.
forgetting my favorite person in the world right now. Victoria Monet. Her album Jaguar
Oh,
2 came out. That was a fucking amazing
didn't
album. I have that shit on repeat.
I know I'm gonna say it wrong, and you always correct me. This is gonna be a
Victoria
joke.
Monet, not
No,
Janelle Monet.
no, SZA. Did I say it right?
SZA.
Yes,
You said it
finally.
right,
Didn't
finally.
she have an album come out this year too? Where she's sitting on that plank?
News, I think it's called. I don't. Is that a song? That's the
I
name.
feel like she was pretty big too this year.
Yeah, because she went on tour. No, I don't
Yeah.
think that album came out this year. I think it came out last year.
Oh, oops. So as you know, I'm an Apple Music guy. So Apple Music, all these platforms
I
give
don't
you
like
year
Apple.
end a review, like your top songs that you play the most and top artists. But not only do I play Apple Music, listen to Apple Music a lot. I have YouTube because I pay for YouTube. I don't do commercials. And I don't. When I see those long commercials that if you don't hit skip, it's still playing. No, I don't do you. I pay
Oh,
for it
SOS. So sorry, SZA's album is SOS, and it did come out
this
in
year, right?
2023, and it was in the top 10.
Yeah.
Sorry, go ahead.
But my top artists that I listen to a lot, according to YouTube, Bad Bunny, of course, Raúl
Gee,
Alejandro, Karol G, and
Wepa.
did I say this? Hold on. Look, Chris Brown and Kylie Minogue. Um, my top artist, I guess that I played the most on YouTube was Bad Bunny. I was in
Mm-hmm.
the top 0.1% of Bad Bunny listeners.
Oh,
And I guess it tells me I'm an early fan of Young Miko because I started listening to her the
I
songs she
love
featured on.
her. I love
Yeah.
that lesbian.
And then it said Param Param by Kylie Minogue was my top track of 2023 on YouTube. But it also says Doja Cat. I play Paint the Town Red a lot. Some Thalia, Selena Gomez and Remus Calm Down. That was huge. Although that song came out the year before in 2022, it carried into 2023 and it just became way bigger. Baby, calm down, calm down. Um,
Really?
yeah, it was a big song for them. Bongos I played a lot, I guess too. I love a
Oh
little nasty
gosh.
song sometimes.
That's crazy. My top artists are like not even artists that came out with albums.
Mainstream
I
artist.
listen. No. It's like I listen. I have Spotify. I don't really like Apple Music. I terminated my membership because that shit is like I don't like it. I like Spotify. Anyway, but my top artist, and according to my Warped, um, was Madonna, which
Oh,
is
for real?
like
You played
maybe
Madonna?
I'm gearing for her concert next month. Drake after that, which is weird because I don't remember unless I was listening to Rich Baby Daddy so
Oh, I
many
like
times
that
on
song.
repeat. Then K Tronada, which makes sense because this album came out this year. And then after that, Jamiroquai and Sade. You know me, I'm a Sade head. I'm gonna listen to that any type of way. But I think with my top genre I was reading is R&B. And one of like the number one song
Mine
that I
was
listen
Urbano
to
Latino.
is it? Oh, I mean that makes sense. And then the number one song that I played a lot was Private Landing by Don Toliver, which he's a rapper from Texas and he's Kali Uchi's like future baby daddy
Mm.
because she's pregnant but she hasn't told anyone. That's an exclusive here.
For real?
Yes, girl. She is pregnant and she's on tour, I think, and she's hiding it with these like
She's pulling a Halle Bailey, Halle
Halle
Bailey.
Bailey.
Yeah.
Halle Bailey already must have had her kid because she doesn't. She looks
No.
a little
No,
puffy,
no, no.
but
She
she's not
hasn't. She hasn't.
pregnant.
She was just on Jimmy Kimmel or something promoting the color purple, and she was wearing a.
I mean, yeah, she just. I think she's still pregnant because she. No, wait, I lie. I think she gave birth recently because she was on a story on Instagram story with her boyfriend, and from the pajamas that she was wearing, she didn't look like she had like a bump.
Mm,
But I don't want to talk about women's bodies because I don't want people to talk about mine. But yeah,
yeah. We'll see. We'll see. I think she's still preggo.
Speaking of movie and
Oh,
that,
Little Mermaid. Little
yeah,
Mermaid. Little
I
Mermaid
didn't
was
see
pretty.
it. You already know I'm not a Disney princess, so I don't care.
It should be out already on Disney Plus, so something you could just click
If I'm gonna
free to
watch
watch.
anything on Disney Plus, it's gonna be is Back to the Future on there? No, that's on Peacock.
No
I
idea.
have to watch something that's on Disney Plus that I was thinking about the other day, but I don't know what movie it is.
Well, I think you I mean the Little Mermaid, it was cute. I want to say it was cute, and that was huge. It was big. It was big. I remember it being so packed and the big hoopla they made
No,
around that. But she's in another huge movie. The Color Purple did a killing on Christmas Day.
come on,
Like
fine
the
Angel.
second, third Christmas biggest opening.
Yeah,
And 18 million in just one day on Monday on Christmas Day. So that's amazing. I kind of low key want to see it. I never seen the original one in completion. Um, but I
mm.
kind of want to see this one.
The Color Purple.
The new one, yeah.
That must be. Isn't that on Disney Plus?
No, not the new one. It just came out and
The
on in
old
theaters.
one, the
Oh, the old
original.
one? I have no idea. No
I want
idea.
to see it.
Um, but yeah, what about your so for me, yeah, Bad Bunny, top tour, I would say Beyonce, but
Beyond
I was just
Renaissance.
no, I went to two concerts this year.
Renaissance.
I felt like I didn't go to many concerts this year, like other years sometimes. I went it was
We
Beyonce
didn't.
and
We
then
didn't have a
Mariah.
chance because we were traveling. Well, Mariah is like a go-to for holidays.
Hmm.
I just, mm, I can't wait to see Madonna.
Yeah, at least we kick off the year with a concert, so that's pretty
I'm
cool.
just nervous about this bitch coming 3 hours late. But then again, oh, you just reminded me. I need to like take the day off the next day because apparently people were taking
Yeah,
the
she cut.
train after and they were getting home at like after midnight. Mm-mm. I'm excited to see Madonna. I'm trying to think of who else is in concert next year that I do want to see. I don't think there's anyone.
Well,
Mm,
next year a few people are going on
Bad
tour.
Bunny.
Nicki, Bad Bunny, Pink is gonna go on another leg of her tour. She's actually gonna be in Queens, MetLife, the big stadium thing. She's gonna be there
The
next
Meadowlands
fall.
or something.
I don't know,
I don't know
somewhere
the
in New
name.
York. I would, you know what? I wouldn't mind seeing Pink. She has some bops before. She puts on
So
a great show. I
My friend Robert, who you met, he saw Pink. He said he loved her. She was amazing.
yeah, yeah. He
I'm
told me
just afraid, like, she is up on these acrobatic shit that she does and all these like movements. I don't know. I would just be like clutching my pearls,
yeah,
scared.
yeah. She puts on a show. I wouldn't mind going to see her at all. But what are some of the things this year for yourself that you know goal wise you achieved and that you're just happy for yourself? Like what has been transformative for you this past year?
I've learned to manage my stress more and I've learned to say no more and to be a little bit more not selfish, but to think about myself first because I have been very selfless in my life and that hasn't taken me anywhere but like taken advantage of. But as far as needing to be places or needing to be around, I've become more, I don't necessarily want to say recluse, but I like enjoy being by myself or I enjoy like disengaging and disassociating. So that's something that I really am proud of myself because I didn't think I could do that. I always felt that I had to be like social and be around people for me to like feel some sort of alive. And as I've gotten older, I feel, especially this year, it's amazing how you can find like happiness being within yourself, being alone.
Mhm.
And transcendental, I think that's how you say transcendental meditation helped a lot.
For me, I would have to say again, just sticking with my goals, just really, really working on myself. And no one's perfect, but really working on myself with my emotions and not letting my emotions get the best of me.
Mm.
Um, that was something that was put to the test a lot, and in many, again, I'm not perfect. I'm not saying there wasn't times where thing, but in many situations, I was proud of myself of how I handle that, or just, you know, yeah, how I handled that situation. Again, goals for me, like putting myself out there, my ventures. One of my top things last year too was my fitness goal. And I've kind of spoken about it. I could go more into detail, but 2020, we're in 2023. 2021 was a point where a lot of people went through shit on through the 2020 year. I feel like I felt what people was talking about and going through in 2020. It happened to me in 2021.
Mm.
And weight gain being one of them. Like I peaked at 209 in 2021. And for me, this year, the top of the year was very important to get back to me and feel comfortable within my skin again. And I have to say, like, I'm proud of myself in that sense because now I keep going between 187, 189 weight wise. So I'm very happy. So from 209, I've lost over 20 pounds since 2021 to now. Um, and just again, my ventures as well, putting myself out there is scary. And it also makes you realize putting yourself out there, it makes you realize people who are really there for you and rock with you, and then you kind of see the people who so much say they're there for you. Like it opens your eyes to many things. Um but it was a good year. It was a good year, for my own goals. And for example, this is the last in January, guys. You won't see me again drinking. If you guys see me with a cup, it'll be like tea or something, because I did it
Oh,
last
shit, you're
year.
doing it again
And I'm gonna do it again. I'm doing Dry
for a month?
January for a whole month. I'm gonna do it
This
again.
is your pledge now, your pledge of
Yeah.
allegiance?
And you were a witness last year because we went out to eat in January to in Queens. I don't know if you remember with those
That
loud
whack ass
birthday
place. Yes,
girls.
I remember.
It was a cute place. Like the music was extra loud. It was a
I have
big
like
vibe
a love-hate relationship with
with
Queens, and
Queens.
there's no love there, but
We found love in a hopeless place. But now, but
mm,
we went out. Remember, and I didn't drink. You drank. I didn't drink,
oh,
so I'm excited to do that again. Honestly, Dry January. So and I did it last year, and I was successful last year. So I'm happy with this year, and I think goals are very important. I think people should have different types of goals: professional goals, individual goals. If you're in a relationship, goals together, goals individually. Um, you have to have things to work for. A lot of people always get stagnant or feel like, oh, life sucks or this or that. But like, if you apply yourself and set up challenges for yourself to achieve and work on, life doesn't seem so bad. But with that being said, let's get into some things to take into 2024. We spoke about things to leave behind in 2023. But let's talk about some things for the next 6 months to become addicted to, um, these nine habits, and you'll be unrecognizable by
not
2024.
addicted.
Well, addicted in a good way.
Addiction is bad.
Uh,
Anyway, any sort of way, however you put it. Things you
True.
give energy to in
Yes.
2024. Because I have a list of 6 things I personally would like to put my energy towards.
So number one, waking up early.
Mhm.
Waking up early means you're already ahead of everyone else. You have more time to work out, plan your day, work on business, be more productive. And it's a huge life hack that gives you more time to achieve your goals. So, and I think that's very true. Waking up early. Early bird gets the worm. Number two, writing down your thoughts before bed. I love this because I'm someone who journals, and I think this is very important.
Feel
Um,
clear.
writing before I'm a Doug, right? Writing before bed will improve your quality of sleep. Here's what you can write down: your goals for tomorrow, what you're grateful for, or any negative thoughts. You know what I mean? Even if it's negative, it's good to kind of cipher and get out of you what those negative things. Number three, learning an online skill 30 minutes a day. And this could be, with inflation rising and taxes rising, an online skill will save you financially. This could be anything from coding, YouTube, copywriting, digital marketing, content creation. Um, Number four, spend 1 hour a day exercising. To have a good mental health, you have to also have good physical health, which I truly believe, and that's why I always say mind, body, soul, because it all connects. Exercise, it could be running, could be swimming, lifting weights. Number five,
Walking.
walking. Number five, sit in silence 10 minutes a day, and that's where that word meditation comes. People always think when you hear the word meditation, you're sitting like a you know, Hindu or something with your hands to thing, and it doesn't necessarily have to be you sitting with your legs crossed. It is just that sitting in silence for 10 minutes and just exercise breathing. You know, so sit in silence. Practice mindfulness. Give your mind a break. Be present in the moment. Number six, create a proper sleep schedule. Sleep is essential for you. Performance, mental health, reducing stress, improving your mood. It is so true. So do this for deep and quality sleep. No screen. This is for you. I know you said you want to work on your screen time. No screen 1 hour before bed. I know that's hard even for me. No eating 3 hours before bed. Make your room cooler. I do like a cool room, and use
Yes,
blackout
sir.
curtains, and I do have blackout curtains.
That's what I use.
Number seven, take a 30-minute walk in nature. And this is so true. Nature is proven to help you get rid of anxiety, increase happiness, improve your mood. I know I've gone to parks this year where I've sat by myself under trees, um, and just lay back out on the ground, lay on the ground, which is, nature. You're grounding yourself. So, that's very important. Number eight,
Yes,
read 10 pages a day. I love to read. Um, Especially in a
and
digital age
read.
world, I think it's very. I still love to get a physical copy of a book and turn the pages. It increases your focus, it increases your knowledge, increases your self confidence. Just 10 pages a day goes a long way. Number nine, drink water with every meal. Stay hydrated. Staying hydrated can be hard, but water is essential for your mind, health, and recovery. So take 300 to 500 millimeters of water to every meal, and don't leave the table until you finish it. So, some nine good habits to take into 2024.
Love that. That's amazing. Round of applause.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. That does deserve a round of applause, y'all.
Love anything that is for the mind, body, and soul. Do you want me to tell you my energy for 2024?
Yep.
All right, real quick. So my energy for 2024 is if it's not nourishing my body, my mind, and my spirit, it's a no. I'm staying close to people who are clear about my place in their lives, like I am about theirs in mine. If it distracts me from my purpose and steals my joy, I'm letting it go. I'm not begging or pleading to be friends with anyone. If the connection doesn't feel easeful, I will take a step back and let it be. This is a big one for me. If it creates doubt and chaos in my life, I am distancing myself from it. And I will do my best to create a more peaceful and joyous life and focus on relationships that are healthy, loving, and reciprocal. So, yeah, that's the energy I want to give for 2024. And I also want to focus on my health and my wealth.
Yes. For me, for 2024, health was for 2023, health was at the forefront. For 2024, the same way I felt about my health and putting myself out there for ventures wise, I'm really feeling that energy for wealth. And when I say wealth is, just it's getting that bag, stacking up my bag, just things, just anything that has to do with financial
Making
and
better
my
financial
future. Yeah,
choices too.
but yes. For my future, that I'm so heavy on that right now, and been feeling that energy. So that's the energy I definitely also want for 2024.
Hmm.
I know I didn't do it last year, but the last 2 years I've done. I'm definitely doing it this year. A vision board on actual New Year's Day. So I'm gonna be on New Year's Day after hungover the next day. I'm gonna be making a vision board. I love making vision boards. Kind of sets the tone for like your year and like just putting it out there, manifesting. Um, but we are what a show we've had our last show, and I want to end it with something called "What I Love for You This Year." And for me, I want to let you know, my lovely co-host, my best friend, and for those watching, listening. What I love for you this year is, and you mentioned it, it's just your growth with how you handle situations. I think you've come a long way where, like, you tell me, you don't react. You kind of, you think about things, you think things through, and then you have a, normal conversation. So I love the growth for you in that sense. I love also, like you said, like, just this more independent person, where you don't feel the need to have X, Y, and Z, whether it's a relationship or certain people around to make you whole. And also, what I love for you is, career wise, like, the job you have, and you traveling, and how important and what an asset you are to your company. So, I love that for you as well this year. And I'm just excited for 2024. I just think this year, and I said this to myself while getting ready, this 2023 was a great year for us to catapult us into an amazing 2024.
Thank you so much. I love that. What I love for you, obviously, I am so happy that it's finally in the making, your ventures, and
Hmm.
you actually pursued it and you actually executed that. Because it has been a topic of discussion for a long time. There have been many balls thrown in the air of you discussing your plans and your like things that you wanted to do
Hmm.
and pursue. And I'm just so happy and proud that you actually put yourself out there and executed this. So much success to your ventures and business. Don't minimize it and call it little thing, little side hustle, little side job. It's something that you're passionate about.
Yeah.
So that's something that I love for you. I also love for you the growth that you've made emotionally and mentally. I think that therapy has, and we're always going to advocate for therapy here
Hmm.
and mental health. Therapy has worked for us, and we've not only benefited from it, but we also have utilized it in many ways and more ways than one.
Yeah.
And I think that it shows, and I can't wait for like your future successes and just you being the best version of yourself going forward.
Yes. Yes. I love it. Thank you. Thank you. And
You
this,
gotta give flowers to the people around you because you never know when you're gonna have the opportunity to say it
yeah.
again.
Yeah.
But also, one thing that I do love about the new year, like when there's a new year to look forward to, is that you reflect on people and yourself and like previous behaviors and previous situations. And it's a good time to tell people like the good and the bad and
Mhm.
whatever you want to move forward with. So I want to move forward by like speaking all positivity.
Yes, and then even for the podcast, I have like little goals, and just visions of what I have, what I want next, and how to elevate the podcast. So stay tuned for 2024, y'all. And I can we just tell the people now in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Happy New
Happy New
Year!
Year!
Happy New Year,
Pow, pow, pow,
everyone!
pow.
Yes, Happy New Year! It just says the end once. But Happy New Year, everyone. Hopefully, everyone has a safe, blessed, and great New Year. Stay safe out there. If you're watching us, let's just catching up. Have an amazing New Year's. Or if you're catching up after New Year's, enjoy the show while you're hung over. We love you guys, and we will see you guys next week, 2024, our first episode of the year. Thank you guys so much. You can follow, like, subscribe, share everything, the Inner Circle podcast. We are on YouTube, Facebook, and all your favorite streaming services. We thank you guys so much.
Like the teens do. Gen Z.